Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Aidan Achong Experience. Today, we are joined by Leo. What's up, Leo?
What's good? I appreciate you for having me.
Of course, man. And I want to make this clear. This isn't necessarily a deep dive into who he is. I want to showcase a lot of Leo's takes. I think he's got a lot of good takes for a lot of people to hear. And I really want to showcase that to as many people as we can. So, Leo, trust me, y'all might get heated him today, but trust me, I kind of agree with half his takes. So, is I.
It's all good.
And quick shout out for Leo. He's almost at 500 followers on Instagram, over 1,000 subs on YouTube. He's kicking it with content lately, going crazy. We stream on Twitch, right?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch as well. Yeah, we're on the road to 50 followers on there as well.
Nice, man. Hopefully we get there by the time this video comes out.
Yep.
I'll make sure. I may or may not be following. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I followed everything else, so hopefully we get there. But anyway, today we're gonna talk about some wrestling, man. Maybe some basketball, cause you never know. You never know. Anyway, first off, last time we talked, because this is a reshoot of the last time, because sorry, hard drive broke over here, doesn't work anymore, and everything that we said is in here, like all the 2 hours of us talking about Liv Morgan, which is who we're going to start with today, because Liv Morgan on Raw was the valet for Raquel Rodriguez. No hate to Raquel, but
no hate to Raquel, but
that's what we're doing now.
I really feel like, okay, we already know the WWE Slammy Awards are coming up. There is no ifs, ands, and buts. I know there's other options, but the only option that people should be going with is Liv Morgan.
What, for Wrestler of the Year?
Rhea Ripley was not there. Rhea Ripley wasn't there. If you guys vote her,
oh no, 100%.
Okay,
I mean, again, like, realistically, they mean nothing to, like, we know that, but like, she should win it.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Was she like top 3 Wrestler of the Year for the PWI? I believe Tony was 1. I think Liv was second, right?
Liv was second.
Yeah, she deserved that. I mean, I definitely think Tony might have deserved it over her a little bit. I think that character where she does is a little over the top, but and that's in a good way.
Yeah.
But Liv Morgan puts on, again, she doesn't put on bad matches, doesn't have bad character work. I'm sorry, but if you tell me right now that Liv's laugh is the funniest thing you see and remember every single week, you're lying to yourself. You know you're lying to yourself.
You are.
You saw last week the Mona Lisa Liv Morgan?
Oh my God.
Yo, if someone in the comments has this, send me the file or figure out a way to find me this. I will print this out and put this on the wall. I'm not joking.
I need to add that to my wall of W merch stuff. Like, I already have Liv Morgan when she won Money in the Bank. Then literally I have a poster. I gotta add the Mona Liv. Like, what wrestler do you know has gotten a Mona Lisa version of themselves?
I've never seen that.
We don't want to see. We haven't seen Charlotte with it. We haven't seen Bianca. We haven't seen Bayley. We haven't seen Becky. We haven't seen Rhea. But who gets it? Liv Morgan.
Yep.
These fans understand how over she is. They understand what we've been saying for years, and now all of a sudden people are starting to finally get on the hype train.
Right? It took a long damn time.
You should have jumped on when she came into the WWE over 10 years ago. That was your opportunity to get on the train. Your latest opportunity of getting on was literally 2022. If you weren't on there then, don't get on now. Just being honest.
Hold up 1 second. Trust it. All right. But yeah, with Liv Morgan, it's like, I don't think she ever gets the real push she deserves. Like, she was the champion for the better half of last year, and she barely wrestled with the championship. And then when she loses it, she's on TV every week.
It's not even what makes it worse is the fact that the people that she loses the championship against are the same people she beat for the championship, and then she doesn't even get a rematch. People are already talking about how we're going to get Rhea Ripley.
Wait, no. Today Bianca. They talked about that. Today.
But why are people literally overlooking Liv Morgan? Some people are just being haters at this point. If you are a wrestler in her position, you work your butt off. You literally go in every single time to be better, for only to lose your championship to the person you beat for it, and then for the person to get numerous rematches for your title, and you lose it, you don't even get a rematch. If you want to, if this was a dictionary, right, and you want to have the phrase shortest end of the stick, you will find Liv Morgan's name right next to that phrase, because she continuously gets shafted every single year. When the story is there for her to compete for a championship, she gets shafted and put in the tag team division.
The story that Tiffany Stratton is getting right now? Sorry.
It's a crime. And I'm not trying to be a hate on Tiffany, but seeing that promo she cut on SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton is not ready. She's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the ring she is. I think with the promo she needs a lot more work. But like I was about to say,
Yeah,
I think Liv Morgan should have been in this Charlotte spot 3 years ago at WrestleMania 39. I thought it should have been Liv versus Charlotte. Now I know the Rhea thing worked, but
exactly.
like I said, Rhea could have done anything else at WrestleMania. I mean, you could have done the Bianca match then. I mean, obviously you could build up to it now, but you could have started their history. That way they have something to formulate on. This is like the first time they're ever going to face. And Io Sky might get shafted. I don't think she will. I think she is locked in for Mania because I think everyone made it clear, like, if Io's not here, we're pissed. Because it is BS. She is really the one superstar the whole year, week in, week out there, delivering every week. But, like, it's kind of crazy how
Liv
some of these...
Morgan was there too. What do we
Yeah.
people like are gonna sit here and act as if it was Io and Rhea. Liv wasn't even a factor. She was there. She was there more than
And all
any
they're
of
gonna say is,
those
"Oh my
other
God, she's eye
wrestlers.
candy." Like if you can overlook the fact that she is beautiful, and yet you think that's her whole career, like you're an idiot. It's as simple
You
as that.
are.
She is one
You're
of the
the
most beautiful
problem
women in the
with a lot
world.
of
I'll
stuff.
admit it, but like again, you don't have to make it be like, "Oh, that's all she is," dude. She is the best wrestler in the WWE for the women's division. I'll say it to anyone, and I'll mean it. It damn
I
sure ain't
mean,
Bianca
I'm there
Belair, which
with
everyone wants
you.
to tell me
You
that it is, where her 8 moves of doom. She's amazing in the ring. She's great. But she's not
yes,
the best. She can always improve. Charlotte's the same thing. They're all great, but they can improve. Like you need to just be
exactly.
better.
And the thing is, it's like you could have had Liv literally win the past few Rumbles or Chambers, and the fact that you didn't when the story was right
Three
there
years.
and it made sense,
This year was iffy,
you
but three
didn't do
years.
it. Like literally, what happened to like literally it just makes it just so irritating, right?
Mhm.
Because think about it. We look at the Chamber. It was her sixth Elimination Chamber match. She's 0-6 in Elimination Chamber matches. That means she's been in six but hasn't won none. She's
Mhm.
0-8 in a Royal Rumble matches. She hasn't won at least one. Are we serious? When the
Mhm.
story made all the sense in the world for them to do it. Literally, when you had her and Rhea, what was it, last year? You could have done that.
You
You
could have
could
done
have
it to
done
a
it right
mania.
then. If you would have done it last year, people we can sit here and say, okay, Liv has gotten her moment. But no, what did you do with her? She had to sit out WrestleMania for Becky Lynch.
And this is no
What
knock on
happened?
Becky, and I think both of them should have been included. But the point is, like, what the hell?
And Becky's match just didn't live up to people's expectations. I'm sorry. That match was not that all that good. And if
Mhm.
you look at the year prior to that, it was literally you could have literally done her and Charlotte because it goes back to what we've been saying. Charlotte is the reason that Liv is on the run that she is now. Or if you wanted to do something new and fresh, you could have done Liv Morgan and Bianca at
Hey,
WrestleMania 39.
you could have. I was literally just thinking that. Like, and this is no hate to Asuka, but if you weren't gonna have her win, what?
You
Like,
had her literally win. What was it? The month after, like the
yeah.
show. So it's like,
I don't
are
listen.
we
I'm not hating
serious?
on Bianca when I say this. I know some people will think that. I think she's a great wrestler. I think she's a great person. I hate her character work, and I've always said this. I just think she's better suited as a heel. I think her character naturally is a heel. Whenever that happens, I
Yeah,
think it will fit better, and it won't become just so repetitive over time. Because then you can really get spicy with things. When she's a baby face, she just
exactly.
has to constantly be the smiley, happy. And she's changing it lately. I think they are teasing. I think they at Mania,
Yeah.
or maybe next week out, they will turn her, but it's been a long time coming. It should have happened at least like 2023. Because I thought 2022. Listen, she was cooking that year. I got no
Oh
problem.
yeah.
But she was killing it. Becky at Mania, Becky at SummerSlam, any match she was in, she was killing it. I can't lie. But 23, it got a little repetitive, and then 24, it's just like,
I mean, you
she's.
took a break from it, but it's just like
I don't hate Bianca. I
it.
just would rather her do something more interesting than just being a
You could have
big
like
super
the
baby
story
face.
was just there. The story was just there for her to do
And
her
now we're
and
not
Jade.
doing Jade and Bianca. Like we're gonna save that for later.
Like SummerSlam apparently, because I guess it's gonna be two nights. So I guess you're gonna do that
Again,
for
I
SummerSlam.
like Jade. I think she's cool, but I don't think she's ready for that big of a spotlight just yet.
No,
She
she's
might be.
not
I could
ready
be
for
wrong.
that.
I just don't think that's
Give
the.
her 2 years. Give her
I
two
would say
years.
next year she would be good because, like, again, she's getting more comfortable, but there's definitely still rough patches here and there that you can definitely
And
work through.
people are literally and goes back to what we were saying, how people just discredit Liv. Did people not pay attention that the fact that she's the first woman in WWE to pin Jade Cargill.
No, people
Period.
notice that.
Point blank.
Listen, that's the one thing I will say. I think Triple H does protect her. He doesn't really make her look too bad, but again, it's more so just the general booking that could be better. She is safe on TV. Like, there's no concerns about that. I just think instead of being like the lower main event, she should be the main event.
Agreed. And it's just like, at some point, we have to have that conversation where Liv is getting her moment. She cannot keep being put in these situations where she's being the MVP and always coming out of it. People give her respect that she was the MVP, and they always would say she's the bridesmaid, never the bride, every single time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
every single year for a fan like myself and yourself who are Liv Morgan fans, who have been fans of her for years, who want to see her get that moment, who want to see her headline a WrestleMania and getting that world title opportunity that she has, long overdue for, and continues to keep getting shafted into the tag team division. She's in a dying tag team division where they have nobody to challenge her and Raquel at WrestleMania. You have not done anything with the division
It's gonna
whatsoever.
be if she is on Mania, which she better be. It'll be some last second crap, and it's gonna be annoying.
It's gonna be annoying. And if you leave her off of
Again,
WrestleMania, I'm telling you now,
listen. They should have got the hit last week when Jade was. I don't want to say getting booed out of the building, but she wasn't getting the reception you wanted to get. Liv Morgan was getting that reception. Everyone loved her. And here's the thing.
that just lets you know, and this is why I love overseas crowds compared to American crowds, because they actually respect Liv Morgan's talent and her presence and when she steps in the building. They respect her. They show their respect and their gratitude for Liv Morgan. You see like they gave her a moment of Liv Morgan. You see how she gets treated over there, like from the fans' perspective.
I think we treat her
Not
good.
saying
I
that
think
the
we treat her
fans.
good. I just
I
think
think
it's
we do treat her good, but I'm just saying she gets a bigger pop. I would say a bigger reception.
well, anyone
Seems
would.
like.
I think you have to take some of these things in the factor, but I think the big thing is like in America it's like 50-50 because she is booked like a heel, but still 50% love her. Over there, people look past it, and especially with her, they love her. Like they
And
don't
this
give
is
they
exactly
couldn't give a crying
why.
shit for Solo, and I like Solo, but you have to like Liv Morgan's getting this massive pop. I was watching it without the commercials. Dude, the whole crowd was cheering for her. And then when she won, bro, I was like, yo, how do you you got built?
She
Like,
no,
listen, there's a world right now where you could have her beat Charlotte Flair if Charlotte beats Tiffany, which I'm not mad at.
especially if it's at SummerSlam, because SummerSlam
Is
is
in
going to be in
Jersey.
Jersey. You could do that,
Because I think Liv's babyface
or
run is gonna be disgusting, like great. But I think you have to make sure you
I
book
think
it
it's going to
where she's not like the
happen.
babyface 2 years ago. She needs to be a little crazy, a little bit ruthless.
Kind of like what they did when she first lost the championship, when she was a
Yeah.
little bit crazy.
A
She
little
was
bit, not too
unhinged.
much. 'Cause I thought that was like, ooh, we're like that's like Whitey, and I don't think that's. I mean, she can rock it. I'm
Yeah,
not saying she can't, but
but
she
I just
definitely.
hope that I hope they continue to keep booking her and portraying her, doing something prominent with her. It's just this tag team stuff is just not really doing it for me. I really hope that
This
next
draft better.
year
She better get put on SmackDown
she needs, with the draft coming up, put her on SmackDown.
away from
I
Rhea,
don't,
and not hate on Rhea, but you need to separate them,
yes,
especially if you're
separate
not gonna have
them,
them win.
or and on my personal, like I said, what I think they should do is if they do keep her on Raw, maybe you keep them away. Maybe based on what we did see on Raw, at the time of us we're doing this today, it seems like it's a possibility she might be going for after the IC title,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm mad at. I think if you're not gonna have Becky versus Lyra, because I think that was gonna be a plan. If you want to give her a big money feud or a big name to go up against, Liv Morgan's probably the biggest woman on Raw with the biggest, name value on Raw
Her or
outside of Rhea
Bailey.
Ripley and stuff. Her and Bailey, which I think what's gonna set up based on what we did see, because
Yeah,
Raquel and Liv attacked Lyra, Bailey came out,
because it's either two
and
sides. Either gonna be the tag titles or gonna be the IC title.
I think in both scenarios might end up playing out. Maybe by next week or the Raw before Mania or the Raw after, we might do tag titles potentially. And I see
Mm-hmm.
IC title at Mania triple threat potentially. Um but yeah, I think next year with them going to Saudi Arabia, knowing how she's, beloved over there, like you seen when she won the world championship, they were in an uproar like of cheers for her. So I really hope with them going to Saudi next year, maybe this is the
Mm-hmm.
time you finally pull the trigger, give her a moment, let her win the Royal Rumble next year.
I think we
I
definitely should get
realistically
there.
feel she needs to win the Royal Rumble in 2026.
I don't
It
think
needs to happen.
that, you know, I'm not gonna be surprised if they don't do it, but like they should. And
Exactly. And if you wanna, in Triple H's eyes, with her not putting her in the world title match when it made sense, make it up to Liv Morgan by having her win the Royal Rumble.
hmm
We see what happened with Randy Orton when he did
yeah,
the whole thing with Brock Lesnar a couple years ago when he got busted open at SummerSlam. They made up for that by letting him win the Royal Rumble and facing for the WWE Championship.
you think they made up
Do the
for it,
same.
or they just that was
Yeah, I
story?
think that's what they said they were making up for because it wasn't originally the plan, but they wanted to make up for how that match ended up by doing something good for him.
I think it's a bit
So
of both, but I definitely see that because I know that it didn't go the way it should have at least, and Randy definitely got messed up there.
yeah, but I think you got to make it up to Liv in a big way, like her coming up short in the Rumbles and
hmm
Chambers. When the story's there for to compete for the title against whoever the champion is, you choose not to do it. You
Yeah,
choose to literally pull a 180 and go with someone else and really rush the feud when the story is built in for months or years and you still don't do it. Like when you look at WrestleMania 39, not even WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 40, that feud, if you did Liv Morgan, it would have been 2 years in the making. I would have been all for that. You could have done Bianca, something new and fresh and exciting. I think if depending on who the champions are next year, maybe we do Liv and Bianca at WrestleMania 42.
hmm
And with 42 being in New Orleans, we all know Louisiana, or at least New Orleans, has a thing for ending streaks.
You think
WrestleMania
Bianca Streak's
30,
there yet? I think we're just getting there.
I
If that's
think,
something we're building on, that's
I
also something
think,
about this year, though. Do you really think she's gonna win?
I think she has to,
I don't
because
know.
I don't think she's gonna lose until WrestleMania 42. Because the way I'm looking at it from my perspective, I think she wins it, right? And I think maybe she turns heel, like you said. I think it needs to happen. She does turn heel. Um, I think on top of that, I think you build up Liv throughout the rest of the year, maybe competing against some bigger names, getting her. Like I think this whole year is a test for Liv as far as seeing if she's there as a main event caliber
hmm
talent. And so far, she's passing with flying colors.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think I think she's on the EO Sky type of run right now, where if she can keep up this like run that she's on,
I see
she
it.
can be in the EO Sky spot next year because this is EO Sky's second year as a world champion. I thought this would have been the time that Liv Morgan would have been going in as world champion for the first
I
time
think
in
the
her
problem is
career,
the
or at
way
least
that Rhea
challenging.
feud ended. It fell flat, and it's like, damn. Like they know they screwed up, so they. I think they were gonna try and milk Liv and Rhea to Mania. I
They
think for
were,
both
and that
parties, it
was
wasn't a good idea, and I'm not mad at that because again, you don't need to force something if that's just not gonna help their career. But again, it's like
yeah.
I would have rather Liv
And
Morgan in the main event than Bianca Belair. I don't know.
I would agree because it's somebody new in the main event title picture. And it's just like we've seen Rhea in the main event title picture. We've seen Bianca, we've seen Charlotte, we've seen Becky at Mania and all that. We never seen Liv Morgan as
hmm
a challenger for these titles. She's always either left off the card or literally demoted to tag team division. Like, and it's a crime even still. Like, we're putting her in the tag team division after the work she put in this past year. And this is literally W's way of saying this is the best thing we can do for you.
And I think that
When
the dynamic with her and Raquel is great. I just feel like again, you could mix tag team and let Liv do her solo stuff because it's working. Like she's over, she's
exactly,
popular, and the problem is like some of these tag teams. Like I would rather see Metal Four in a tag team match because they're a tag team, a women's tag team. Katana
yeah,
and Kate, they're a tag team. There's no reason to force Liv and Raquel, two people who could be singles talents, into a tag team. And I'm not saying they're not having fun enjoying themselves. They probably are, but
I'm loving it,
I definitely think
but it could be better.
that they just ran this too many times. It's run its course,
Yeah,
and not saying you have to separate them either. You can keep them together, but like they could just be each other's friends. It could be like a Sasha and Bailey type of dynamic where they can be a tag, but they're typically solo. So I think Raquel
exactly.
has been improving in the ring. She's putting on better matches than she was a couple months ago. And be honest with you, I kind of lost hope for a bit, but she really stepped her game up, and I can't say any bad words. Um, I do think that we need to see what happens in the next few months, but hopefully Liv Morgan gets a push she deserves because I've been waiting. And
Yeah, we've been waiting for what? years at this point since like I've been
Mhm.
calling for her to win the Rumble since 2022. Like her and Becky were feuding at that
22.
time, wanted to because you think about it, she won that number one contendership in 2021 against to face Becky Lynch on Raw in 2021. Becky
That's
screwed her
fair. You
out
know
of
what?
it
That's fair.
at the match at day one. I
That's
thought she
fair.
could have won the Royal Rumble in 2022, faced Becky at Mania 38, but then they didn't do it. They gave it to Ronda Rousey of all people.
And Bianca challenged Becky, which I thought that was the right story, but you literally could have done Liv and Charlotte. Now I get that
And
you might
it's
not think Liv was a big enough star just yet, but into 2023, she could have been there, especially in 2024, she was there. And now 2025, she's really
she's
there. Was she in the Rumble?
exactly. She was in the Rumble this year. She was in the she came out at number 2 in the Rumble.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm just trying to
Her and
remember when she
Io
got
were the
eliminated
first
because you would
two.
think it's last, but no.
And it's just like we're just ignoring everything like as if Liv didn't beat Io to retain her championship clean.
Hmm.
As if Liv didn't get a rematch for the title while we were getting literally Rhea numerous opportunities
And tonight
for
she
the
just got
championship.
one. Where was this for Liv? Why do you only use
Where's the
that rematch
justice?
thing when it's good for
Where's the
you?
fair? This is not fair for Liv, who's actually earned that. But she, like, what are we doing? And what upset me the most is the fact that literally we just had to deal with Charlotte Flair winning her second Royal Rumble match,
Hmm.
only for about a month later to give Bianca a second Elimination Chamber match victory after literally Charlotte won the 2020 Royal Rumble, after literally Bianca won the 2022 Women's Chamber match. For only those two women to go back and win it again when we could have used this opportunity to give it to someone else who would have benefited far more by being in that type of spotlight, but yet you chose to go with what's comfortable. But you chose to do what's comfortable. You didn't take a risk, and that's just one thing I hate about WWE is they don't take risk when it comes to Liv Morgan, especially if the story makes sense.
You're right. I don't get it at all. It like I don't really have anything else to add to that, but yeah, man, like
And
she should do
even as
something.
she's champion,
Especially with the Women's Rumble, I feel like that was more of a let's get Charlotte an accolade so we could put this in the here are the numbers or what's the segment called
yeah,
something like
Royal Rumble
that.
by the numbers or
Yeah, all
something like
about the
that.
numbers, and it'd be Charlotte Flair, the only two-time Women's Royal Rumble winner because she's a Flair. Woo!
They'll probably do that for Chamber. Bianca's the first two-time ever women's
They're gonna say
elimination
that they're gonna
chamber,
milk the
and
hell out of
it's
that. I
like,
swear. Listen, if Charlotte Flair ever wins a third Royal Rumble, we're gonna have problems.
we already had problems when she won the second
I
one.
know we have problems
I already
now.
had
If
I
she
had
wins
bad
a
blood
third
when
Royal
she won
Rumble
it.
in her career ever,
Oh, it's gonna be hell to pay.
because I know she
And
ain't
it's
going
just
on no
like
Cena farewell
it's just,
tour.
bro. Even when she was champion, like this past year, and even in 2022,
When
they
was she? She
never
won champ
treat
last year.
Liv.
Oh, Liv.
Yes, she
Sorry.
was.
We're talking about Charlotte.
Liv
My
was
bad.
champion last year, and then 2022. It's like even though you gave her the championship, you never literally gave her a chance to have an actual run with it. You literally had to revolve her championship around one person. If it was the first time around, it was literally Ronda. This time around, it was literally Rhea Ripley. The double R's have Liv Morgan's number apparently. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Can we give Liv Morgan a actual run where she can have multiple people defending against, where she's helping elevate the division, but also helping elevate herself in the long run, instead of having it evolve around one person who's ultimately going to be the one to take the title back and literally send Liv Morgan back down the card and literally with her tail tucked between her legs, with literally not even getting an opportunity to get it back. Like, are we serious? This I don't know which worse, Liv Morgan's run as a main eventer or Kofi Kingston, because both of them lost the championship and don't even get a rematch. They literally go back to tag team wrestling as if nothing happened.
I would say, respectfully, that Kofi's was probably worse.
The
And
lo- the
I think
no,
the
yeah.
big thing is Liv is still seen in the main event scene. I would say, and I think other people would agree. Kofi was never seen like that again.
No, I'm saying it in the sense of like their reign pretty
Well, yeah,
much.
no, we know that. I think both of them had lackluster reigns, especially Kofi when his best feud was Randy, and they still have that feud up.
Yeah, agreed.
Listen,
Like,
if he was gonna, you could have let Kofi beat Randy clean. Randy wouldn't have cared.
and it's just like I don't understand why the W
You
doesn't
knew
take a
that Reign
risk.
was bad once he faced Dolph Ziggler. We love Dolph Ziggler, but like you know damn well WWE doesn't love him. Never did, as they should have.
Ooh, they should have treated him a lot better though.
They
But it's
should
just
have.
like he could have, especially seeing what he's doing now in TNA. Like he's on the run of his career, man. Like I'm really enjoying what they've been doing with
Dude,
him.
his
Now
like
he's
2 months in
heel.
NXT, I love that shit, man.
Now he's a heel in TNA.
Yeah,
He's about to go after the tag titles at some point, which I think him and Ryan Nemeth are going to win.
yeah.
But it's just like going back to WWE, it's like I look at the reign that Liv Morgan had, which had potential, but it's just like why couldn't they pull the trigger and actually do something, bold and have Liv beat Rhea on Raw Netflix? It just
Hmm.
made I'm not saying I'm sitting here as a fan, right? And it seemed like they made her look like a joke. Like you had her beat Rhea at SummerSlam. She loses at Bash in Berlin, taking the pin. She loses at DQ at Bad Blood. She gets pinned at Survivor Series by Rhea Ripley, and then she gets pinned by Rhea Ripley again to lose the championship. So she's literally 1-4 with Rhea Ripley.
Hmm.
Like, are we serious? And and as a fan, we're trying to take her seriously when you don't even do a bold move by having her beat somebody that she could benefit by beating.
Hmm.
I don't understand it.
All right, definitely. I think we definitely talked a lot about Liv Morgan. I think some
Yeah,
people. I mean, listen, I would talk for another hour about Liv Morgan, but I definitely think some people will get upset about it. So I think we definitely need to move on. But before we do, let me not put the address in here. I'm gonna open my Liv Morgan shirt right now. I'm not gonna put it on yet, but that's for TikTok. But we're gonna see what this looks like.
you got to.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Hold on.
As
Hold
a
on.
member of the Liv Morgan fan club, you have
It's
to.
fucking Jilden. Whatever. Hear me, yo. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Way better than
Now I
WWE
have to
shop.
rock
I'm
that.
like, again, they make good shirts, but like Liv Morgan's merch has been nothing to be like proud of or anything.
I've been kind of collecting her merch since like she had the Watch Me Live with the was like the black and
I
red.
have a
I was
Watch Me
trying to
Live
get.
hoodie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
I
have
would wear it in
the
public. I haven't seen it in like this winter, but it definitely is a little bit like, all right, buddy, you're a weirdo kind of vibe.
because
So,
like I think I have the black and red one like from 2022, like during her time when she was with Rhea as a tag team. I have that one. I have the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, the Cry About It. Then I have Liv's Finally on top. Like
mhm.
I gotta get more Liv Morgan merch, so it's gonna happen, you guys.
I found I
But
saw
and
I see them all on TikTok shop. I'm like, all right, I,
WrestleMania 42, we're finishing our story because I'm gonna try to meet Liv at WrestleMania 42. So
hopefully your story finishes there.
agreed.
All right, what can we talk about next? I mean, I heard a rumor today. I don't really mind talking about the rumors, but I've heard that the rumor for the Intercontinental Championship for the men is supposed to be Braun, Penta, Finn, and Dom at
I'm
Mania.
okay with that. And if it's a
I'm
ladder
okay with
match,
it, but there's one problem, and it's similar to the Liv problem. Where's Sheamus? Why is Sheamus not winning the Intercontinental Championship?
I don't unless they're gonna wait until like maybe Clash in Paris.
Are they gonna wait till like they're in Dublin or something? Because
I
like,
feel like they're gonna I feel like they're gonna wait till like Clash in Paris or something like that potentially, because
because
that's
this has been
like
way too
post
long, man.
SummerSlam.
He's been doing this for years, years. I thought he was gonna win at Saturday Night's main event. I really thought they were gonna let it happen.
I thought they was gonna maybe pull the trigger when it was the triple threat at WrestleMania 39.
I I won it.
It was him, Drew, and Gunther.
Yeah, no, I
And
know. I
then when
knew the
you
match.
had
I was
Flag
like, I don't
Castle.
remember what I think was gonna happen. I knew I wanted Sheamus to win. Um,
I realistically feel like if that's gonna be the case, it's Fatal 4-Way. Based on what we've been seeing, Penta got DQ'd. Um, Finn got pinned because it's Finn Balor. Unfortunately, I don't want to say Finn Balor because I love Finn Balor.
I just
Hopefully,
heard
he
about the Edge
becomes
news the
world
other day. That kind
champion.
of pissed me off.
It that grinded my gears.
That's a perfect
Screw
way to
you,
say it.
Vince. Screw you, Vince. You idiotic idiot. You literally just ruined Finn Balor forever. Thank you.
Maybe not forever, but definitely ruined him for a long time. And I think Finn puts on the best work he can. But like, if you give him that win, that elevates him so much, and they didn't.
If you elevated him in
I
that
don't care.
match,
Triple H could have said, "I'm doing this." Like, really?
no, because literally we knew Triple H wasn't going to stand up to Vince. We knew it.
He should have.
Vince is Triple H. You know,
That was a
he's
bad
ballsy,
business
he's
decision,
not that
especially with
ballsy.
Edge not staying, and you knew he was going to leave. Probably. There's no
And, like,
way
you couldn't
that they
put him
really thought he
over.
was locked in.
And then it's like, look what happened after that. He won after the World Championship, which he should have won at SummerSlam, but didn't. Because of who? None other than Damian Priest. And then you could have had the story right there to do Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the World Championship.
Didn't do it. Don't know why. You do a feud after it.
No.
And then you ruined it, and you can't even do it right.
And then you gave it to Gunther.
Did they ever have a one-on-one legitimate like feud match on the pay-per-view?
Who?
Damian and Finn. I'm pretty sure it was just a Raw match, right?
No, they had it at Bad Blood. And literally, Damian Priest won. This is literally when they literally buried Finn Balor. You know why? He hit a coup de grace not once, but twice. Once, like while he was laid out, and then once to the back of the head of Damian. And Damian no-sold it, and then proceeded to obliterate literally Finn, Dominic, and Carlito on his path to getting the win.
And when we talk about these things, I never like to hate on the superstars as people or like
it's the booking,
necessarily their characters themselves. But the problem is like some of this booking is inconsistent. You could have Damian Priest win. I'm not even mad at that.
Can't win everything.
But you just could have booked it better. You could have made Finn not look as weak. I understand it's his role, but like to an extent, it's Finn Balor. Like you do that with someone up and coming. Seth Rollins in 2015, it worked. Trying it with someone that's tenured as Finn Balor doesn't make sense.
It's just like, for crying out loud, like at least like with Rollins, losing a lot in 2015, he still went on to become WWE World Champion and had a decent reign. But the fact that you can't do that with somebody like that's really
you talking about Seth's recent reign?
No, I'm talking about like when he won it in 2015.
Okay.
Like that. But like
I thought he had a great reign, but
I thought it was good. But it's just like you look at that and then it just seems like. Right now, it just seems like Finn Balor's always going to have that black stain, that black cloud over him, only holding that world title for like 24 hours and having to give it up. Like, it's just, there's so many opportunities they could have literally had him win. They literally gave me a little bit of hope, I think, in 2018, going into 2019, when he had that, I think it was a triple threat with John Cena, Finn Balor, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And Finn Balor pinned John Cena to become number one contender against Brock Lesnar. And bro, I'm like,
he did look good. I'll give him that. I will give the booking that. He did look good.
Exactly.
Did look good in the match.
He looked good, and I'm like, okay, they might actually pull the trigger here. But no.
And then he got relegated to the IC title. And at that time, specifically, it lost its value for the moment. I mean, like as 2016 to 17, even 18. It was building its way up, and then 19 it was like,
and then
20 it went back up, but why does Finn Balor get at the lowest of the lows? And then he gets jobbed out to the Fiend, which he put phenomenal work in NXT, but he should be a world champion.
2018.
A real world champion, not the NXT title, because that's a world championship, but not to the extent that we all want it to be.
And then it's like 2018 happens. He gets a shot for the Universal title the night after, Roman Reigns won it from Brock, which we knew it wasn't going to happen. And then he ends up getting another opportunity a couple years later in 2021 as the Demon, and they chose not to do it when they literally were setting things up for it to be potentially Finn Balor and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam for John Cena to pull a Rhea Ripley and come in and just literally put his name on the contract. Are we serious? And then what happens? What happens in 2021? I don't even think he was on SummerSlam at all. He won the United States Championship in 2022 from Damian Priest. And then what happens?
Well, 2020
didn't even make
2020. He was in NXT.
That's what I'm talking about 2022.
Oh, down that, yeah.
He beat Damian to become
US
on champion.
WrestleMania SmackDown.
He wasn't even on WrestleMania as champion. Are we serious? And then like I'm thinking they was giving us a little bit of hope by putting him in the Judgment Day. This, to me, I thought that was his calling to kind of re-establish himself, especially with the work he had in NXT, which I really enjoyed. The match that he was having with Karrion Kross, the match that he was having with Kyle O'Reilly, like, bro. And they brought him back up to the main roster, which I was at that show where they brought Finn Balor back to the main roster on SmackDown. He
And
faced
that presentation
Sami
was
Zayn.
beautiful, bro. They legitimately made him feel like the guy. I'm like, yes, it's gonna happen. He might not be Roman, but he'll beat somebody.
And then he literally flops like a fish to Extreme Rules and literally destroys the demon character forever to the point we can't even see him coming back. And it's just like, on
Hopefully
top of that,
changes. Hopefully at Mania he pulls some shit and he goes the demon again.
I
possible.
need this to happen. If we're going to get a potential match at WrestleMania, I think maybe the demon does come back potentially. But I think a dream match that I thought we were going to get is maybe the demon, Finn Balor versus Aleister Black, which I think could be a really good match. But I think it's safe to say that he's going to be on SmackDown, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think the
if you
branding
were gonna
matters,
do,
but I agree with your take. That's a good match, honestly.
and if you were going to do this Wyatt 6 Judgment Day stuff, even though I don't want that,
It's not happening.
I would have preferred maybe like a Demon Finn Balor versus Uncle Howdy, but that's underwhelming for his character.
Oh, that's not
So
happening. I
it's
know.
like-
I think we can both agree that we're past that, at least booking wise. End of the point. I think the Wyatt 6, when they start doing this stuff again, they'll probably come back after Mania. I don't know who said it best.
Yeah, 'cause
was it
it's
Santi
it's
who
less
said
than
like the
20
Wyatt
days.
6 was like they could have been booked as main eventers, but they're booked like lower mid carders, and it's like, yeah, it was because he was talking about how Bray Wyatt predicted everything with Cena, and it's like if the Wyatt 6 was presented better, you could pair him with Cena and make a whole story out of that. But they're not even up there or close, so you can't do that, and it's a waste because Bray Wyatt stuff with Cena was amazing, and like it's the same thing with Finn. Like you bring him to the Wyatt 6, it lowers his stock.
I think if you do this Fatal 4-Way, based on what we've been seeing, I'm gonna say Finn Balor loses. I think Dominic Mysterio screws over Finn Balor.
I was really hoping
wins
you
the
said something else because I was gonna come in like Dom's gonna win, but yeah, I think Dom's gonna pin him.
Because I think of a situation, right? What if this is a ladder match? Finn Balor and Dominic are kind of
I don't think so, because I think
the match.
someone else will be. But if we
No, I'm saying if we're doing a Fatal
Hypothetically.
4-Way for the IC belt, then I see a situation where it's like they're working together, right? And then Finn Balor looks like he's about to unhook the title. Dominic comes in, pushes him off the ladder, screwing him over, climbing the ladder, grabbing the title and becoming IC champion. That might like lead into like a few, like maybe going into Backlash or something like that. And I think at Money in the Bank, I need Finn Balor to win it.
You know damn well Money in the Bank.
I really want it. Even like last year, I thought they were gonna have him win it over Jay. Like I was gonna see maybe Jay Uso being still in it, but I would have wished they would have added Finn Balor in it because it would have made it a little bit more unpredictable. Because like the story was there because you had Damian Priest as world champion, and they were teasing some stuff.
That was something that Loki could have and should have happened. I mean, you could have snuck a Finn reign in there.
Exactly, and then you could have just had Finn lose it to Gunther.
Like Bad Blood.
Exactly, or even Survivor Series, or even at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
It's just
I get that you want to make like a guy like Gunther strong, but Finn Balor should be that strong too. I mean,
Finn Balor
I think the big
should
thing with
be
Finn,
a
like right now,
champion.
he's definitely going to turn face at some point. We know that's coming. I think they know that it's the better idea because he's a good heel, but he's a way better face. We know that. So
People love
when
him.
he does turn, I think the crowd reception and the acceptance of it will determine where he's going to go. If it's like, they'll keep him like in the mid card, maybe the light main event scene. But if it goes well, I think he'll definitely be a main event lock and one of those guys who could get reigned in.
And if they are going to do the draft, maybe have him go over to SmackDown. Could you imagine John Cena and Finn Balor going at it?
I want that match because it should have happened a long time ago.
Because Finn Balor is a face now and John Cena's a heel. And
you know
it
there's
goes
history
back
there,
to what
right?
you said earlier.
You know that history
Because
because Cena screwed him and took his title match.
At SummerSlam.
And Finn Balor said, I'm coming for you, buddy.
And then also on top of that, we go back to 2018 going to 2019. They had that triple threat like we were talking about a couple minutes ago. Finn Balor pinned John Cena to secure that opportunity against Lesnar. So there is some unfinished business there that you can revisit.
Dude, I'm picturing this right now in my head. I'm not
Bro,
going to lie to you. I think we're cooking something.
I'm not going to lie to you. if you want to make this a thing, I know people want to probably if John Cena is going to win this title, which I think he realistically should.
Oh, he should.
And I feel like Cody. Yeah, he should. If he doesn't win that title, I'm just going to be so.
It definitely is a waste because, like, why would you do it later? Mania, it should happen.
And then I feel like you're going to have multiple people on the list of challengers to potentially take the title off.
That's
him,
the problem. There's so many guys who could and should beat him. Like, there's a reason for Randy to beat him. There's a reason for Punk to beat him. I think there's a reason for LA Knight to beat him. There's a reason for Cody Rhodes to beat him. Reason for Seth. Roman could even make his case. Cody's gonna want his title back. I think
if they do this right, if they do this right, because I think they did say that Money in the Bank is in LA.
They did
this year. If they have LA Knight win, I would be fully on board.
I think he's a push like that away from really like. I think he has the crowd still in his hand. I don't think he's lost them. Shout out Bree. But I think that everyone needs to really understand, like, some people think
how good he is.
Like, this man, like, one of my buddies, he likes to always tell me, oh my God, LA Knight 5 moves of doom. He's not that good. Buddy, let me tell you something.
Dude.
All right? Your favorites got their same moves of doom. They do the same shit every week, and nobody complains. But because LA Knight does it, and he's inspired by The Rock and Stone Cold, and it bleeds off him because they're two of the greatest of all time. And you think he sucks? That's a problem with you, not with LA, because his matches always cook. The one Shinsuke match was bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was way too short, and it was bad.
But people literally, I don't understand.
That was fire.
I don't understand what people have against LA Knight. LA Knight is like literally one of the best in WWE, period, point blank, on SmackDown.
Literally.
I'm not gonna even just say on SmackDown, all of WWE. As a fan of LA Knight when he was called Eli Drake back in TNA, seeing him have feuds with Drew Galloway, aka Drew McIntyre over there, I love that. When he was facing Austin Aries and when he was facing now known as Nick Aldis, seeing him do stuff like that over in TNA. When he had the faction called The Rising with Drew Galloway and Tama Tonga, I was a fan of that stuff. This is the stuff that made me a fan of LA Knight. The fact that he had a character that you can, as a fan, can sink your teeth into and resonate with. And the fact that we go to him coming to NXT. He killed it at NXT. He had banger matches. He actually had a stellar match with Gunther on Stand and Deliver, which people seem to forget. I was hoping that they were going to revisit that on the main roster now that we have Gunther as your world champion. And if we were going to have a conversation as somebody who could take the title from Gunther, I think LA Knight should have been on the high list as a guy that could have taken the title. He should have won the Money in the Bank back in 2023. He was mega over. I still don't understand how you literally fumble the bag and not give him the briefcase.
I thought 24 should have been locked.
I'm watching Money in the Bank and I had goosebumps for crying out loud, seeing Money in the Bank, seeing him ascend that ladder, about to unhook that briefcase, seeing the crowd about to lose their minds at the sight of having LA Knight, the megastar, realize his potential, realize his dream, and taking that next step in his career and has in the golden ticket to become world champion and have it taken away from him. And doing what? He kind of was lingering for a little bit. He was still over. His momentum, I feel like, was kind of halted just a little bit. I
can't say the same thing. I definitely think there was some wasted potential there. But I do think that they did capitalize on it. The problem was, I thought everything was going really good these past couple of years. When he lost to Shinsuke, I'm not going to lie to you, they kind of blew some steam out of it. Now they went back. I'm hoping he could build that back up because they're literally, I thought the booking was all right, especially if you didn't want to give him the title. It is what it is. Not everyone gets the title at the right time, but Triple H should give it time. His booking was honestly perfect. You didn't make him too close to where it should have happened. You kept him far enough. He faced Roman. And
if you want to be honest, going back to, 2024? He gave probably Logan Paul one of his best matches.
Oh, by far, yeah. I mean,
by far, that was probably like the best match that we've seen with Logan Paul outside of potentially Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. But like from a story beat perspective, I was invested in the feud. If you were talking about my favorite parts of that feud, when he showed up and was on Logan Paul's property, sitting at his pool, I enjoyed that. I was literally saying, this is exactly the Eli Drake of old. This is exactly what I've been wanting. I want to see Eli Drake make his presence felt and bring some type of inspiration from that character over to what he's doing now and maybe be a little bit more edgier, I say give him the Money in the Bank contract this year. It doesn't matter that he's potentially going to be U.S. champion by that time, even though I don't think he might.
I don't think he will be, but that's not a bad thing. I think someone else.
It's not a bad thing,
it.
and
I think he should win a Mania. He shouldn't lose that Mania. I feel like that short of a transition reign is rough.
I think he should realistically win Money in the Bank, cash in on Cena, because there is history there from the little stare off that they had at Payback. And I thought that they were going to go somewhere with that, but they ultimately didn't.
And the way Cena basically showed out, and I wouldn't say give him the keys, but he gave him the props. Like, man, you're here. Like, I think. Listen, I've been saying this, and I know some LA Knight fans, some people in general think I'm crazy. I think LA Knight's the guy to beat Cena. I really think he's the guy, because if you're going to capitalize on someone winning, it shouldn't be Cody, because he's already there. Whoever beats Cena needs to give them something. Let them work something. LA Knight could give you stuff for a couple years, and then he can pass it on to someone else. I don't see any other young guys. Like, Braun's not there just yet.
There's three guys on there's three guys.
And keep it realistic. Don't listen. Let's be honest. Finn ain't gonna beat him. I know that'll never happen in our lifetime.
I would love it, but it doesn't seem realistic. LA Knight is on the top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next guy, if he stays what he's doing right now, maybe Seth Rollins. I think he should potentially be in the conversation, even though it's not.
It's possible. It's possible.
Because we know their history. Randy Orton is another guy. This is a guy I'm thinking of, but he is a heel right now.
True.
But if he does turn face, Drew McIntyre.
I think you can milk it where you do a little bit of both. I mean, you could do heel versus, because Drew isn't your, like, there's a couple guys in the roster nowadays, but like, he's not your stereotypical heel. Everything Drew does to him is rationalized. And
this goes back to what we've been saying. Like, if you look at like people in the current roster, like you said, Drew McIntyre, like Kevin Owens, Liv Morgan, they are literally painted as the villains. But if we really take a deep dive, they are realistically the heroes of these stories.
And this is the best thing WWE's done in like a long time with character development. It's like, you know, some people, like Gunther, you need him to be a straight up heel. That's just what he is. But with other people, it's like, you don't need to be so cold cut. You can mix it in a little bit. Like, I think Kevin Owens does it the best, because it's just there is every reason for this man to feel the way he does. There's no, like, you can't, nobody's going to judge. Nobody's going to hate. Everyone's going to be like, I get it. Like, he's right. Everyone else is wrong. There you go. I mean, I think Cody Rhodes is wrong, but not everyone going to feel the same about it.
I think realistically, it doesn't matter if LA Knight is U.S. champion by Money in the Bank, which is, I'm not saying is a big possibility, but it is a possibility. He should win the Money in the Bank, cash in on Cena, and become world champion. If we want to be honest, he is the guy that should defeat John Cena. It's all there for you. He can hold the U.S. championship similar to what Miz did back in 2010?
Oh no.
When he won?
No. With the Money in the Bank?
Because I think, no. I think when Miz won it, he was U.S. champion and he held the Money in the Bank at the same time.
Okay, yeah, you could do something like that. I don't think LA needs the Money in the Bank, though. I mean, do you think he needs
LA Knight?
Because he's a guy where you could build him up for the summer, and then after like a big pay-per-view, he just walks out and is like, I'm challenging you. Unless
we're doing, it doesn't, I wish they were doing King and Queen of the Ring this year, but that is not the case. If they were doing that,
I don't know about that. I can't say yes or no. We haven't gotten that far yet.
No, I'm saying they're not doing King and Queen of the Ring this year, but if they were, huh?
We're not sure about that just yet. They could be doing it. It's not just Saudi Arabia.
No, because like literally they put out the schedule for the rest of the year, and it's not going to be. They're not only doing one Saudi Arabia show this year, and that's in November, and that's Crown Jewel.
You don't have to do the King of the Queen of the Ring at the specific show or something.
It could be somewhere else. It could be maybe Clash in Paris. We don't know.
Because we have Backlash like in May, beginning of May,
right? And then Money in the Bank's in
June.
Money in the Bank is in June.
What's July?
Then July, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's another pay-per-view and whatnot, but it's not King and Queen of the Ring. It's not Saudi, though. Saudi is only having one show this year, and that's in November.
I know the Clash and Castle. Right?
Well, no. July has Evolution. They're doing WWE Evolution.
They might. In July. I heard about that.
It's being penciled in. That's going to be taking place in July. So if that's the case, then you don't have a pay-per-view for like the men's in July. So unless they do something else, unless you do like King and Queen of the Ring as hosted on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown.
Well, you could do Queen of the Ring wins at the Evolution, and then just run a men's pay-per-view like for the other. Or you could do like back-to-back nights, the same place.
Something like that. Could.
But because I don't think they would do King and Queen of the Ring one year, then just skip it the next.
Yeah, I thought it was like a tradition type of thing.
We'll see.
But but LA Knight needs to be the one to take the title off him, regardless if he wins
should be. I think he's the perfect guy. I know some people might be like, he's old, but he's still young enough.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that excuse because we literally just sat up here and literally had Damian Priest hold the world championship and win Money in the Bank, and he's older, I think, than LA Knight.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I don't think the age is a problem. I don't want to hear it. Especially with someone like Cena, like you can build this for a couple of years, 3-4 years, and I was like, damn, LA Knight's one of those ones. Because Stone Cold's big run was only like, realistically, let's be honest, 2002 was when he really wrapped up like the serious stuff. He started like legit 95, 96 with the big run, so only 6 years. That's all you need.
Exactly, and it's like no excuse like the
the only other guy I would realistically see like if you wanted to build the future is Braun. He's the only guy who's like set up.
He's not there.
I wouldn't do that yet. I think that's messed up for Braun because you're just setting a standard that I don't think he's going to hit yet. And that's not. He's amazing. This guy is way ahead of his development, but to be a guy like that, I think LA Knight's the guy who is take for the challenge.
Then you want to talk about people like Ilya. He would be good, but not there.
He ain't there yet. You know damn well he ain't.
Dominic Mysterio,
absolutely
no. Unless the only way Dominic would make sense if they had him as a face, and his whole story was, I'm wanting to take that title from John Cena because he took it from my dad. But we can't do that because
I got to disagree with you on that. I don't think in any universe Dominic is the guy to take it off of John Cena.
No, realistically,
he's the type of guy to get a BS win over LA Knight.
Yeah, but LA Knight.
I mean, he could change that, but he ain't serious right now, and he's not even close to getting there.
Realistically, so. LA Knight needs to be the one to beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He's the guy, and if Triple H,
he is the guy. He's the mega star for a reason. Show them all why he is the megastar. Let him win that WWE Championship, and I guarantee you that crowd is going to erupt at the sight of seeing him hold that title. LA Knight needs to win the Money in the Bank contract this year.
I sure should hope so.
Or at least go straight up and wins, because it's like I still just get so upset just looking back at it, even though we said this a couple minutes ago. He should have won in 2023. He was literally the most over thing, not in just WWE, but my personal opinion, in wrestling at that time. Like, people knew who LA Knight was. People were doing the chants. People were literally chanting along with him every single time he stepped foot in there. Even when he wasn't on the show, he was literally the most over thing, and the fact that they didn't capitalize on it when they should have. And I'm not saying that they didn't make up for it, but I feel like it was a situation where they did it a little bit too late, in a sense.
I think the U.S. title with Shinsuke really just it was awkward. Like, it shouldn't have happened. It was a dumb idea.
Yeah,
I mean, he got it back, but you could have just let him keep it. It was fine. The reign was great. Just felt like they did it to do it, to give him that title belt for the Noah show. Shinsuke, I'm talking about here, and I thought LA's booking's been good. He's been getting really quality matches. He had his big Mania match last year, which he showed out and he won. For the rest of the year, he was chilling, doing some fun stuff, and then he challenged Logan Paul, which everyone thought and knew he should have done. He beat him for the title. Great win for him. And then I actually thought that would have been a Mania match. After week was giving you banger after banger after banger.
Dude, what guy since LA Knight has had the U.S. title be defended on a pay-per-view? He literally gave us a great U.S. title defense when it was him at Crown Jewel.
Andrade and Mello, right? Triple threat?
Yes. And I loved that match.
The last time before that, I'm dead serious. I think it was Backlash when it was Theory, Bronson Reed, and Bobby Lashley in 2023.
And then before that, it was
before the LA Knight Logan Paul.
Rollins.
Then
it was like
Rollins. Do I count that though? Because that was forced. with Logan Paul. I don't really know if I count that necessarily as
No, because
it was on the
really
pay-per-view, but
defended it.
Logan Paul's bigger than that, so I felt like he was just carrying it with him.
He never really defended it. He only defended it at maybe like
Rumble Mania.
Exactly.
So like,
He only
again,
defended maybe like 2
this isn't
movies.
like, oh my god, doesn't count as a reign, but LA Knight was the first common WWE superstar to have that title on pay-per-view in a long time. Doesn't happen every day. I mean,
Nope.
the last time before Lashley and Bronson, I thought that was just because of the show and the way they booked it. Because Roman wasn't there, Cody, he was there, but like some certain guys weren't there, and it kind of killed the steam in like certain things. But it was a great show because of the crowd. But again, it just made up. And then before that was Theory and Cena. So is Cena not going to be on the show? Before that was the Elimination Chamber, and I mean, I think it was kind of handed. I mean, it was a great match, but it kind of.
I really wanted Montez to win that.
Oh, he should. Okay, when Montez faced Roman, they should have realized they got something there.
And then even in a chamber, like he was having a
he showed out
performance,
and then they won at WrestleMania in the tag showcase, and then it took him 2 years to win the titles again. It's criminal that they held the titles for 4 years. Those like. You remember that? Do you remember Money in the Bank 2022? It was the Street Profits versus the Usos.
Usos, yes,
dude. That match might be one of the best tag matches I've ever seen live. In like not in person, but like on like just watching it in the moment, dude. That match was amazing, and then it ended short. But even though it went a long time, I was like, damn, man, I want more of this.
Then we got it at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam didn't hit as hard. It was still good, but that Money in the Bank match was perfect. It was magic. And I think like SummerSlam they added too much stuff to like do with it. Like there was just too many rules.
Yeah, because I
think
Jeff Jarrett.
Like, certain feuds need stuff like that. Certain feuds don't. I think theirs really didn't. You just need to focus on the wrestling and when they were, bro. I mean, even the other stuff was cooking, but like they were cooking, bro. Like I would have thought about dropping the. I mean, obviously the way everything worked out, the Usos holding the titles for that long was fine, but Profits could have done something,
Yeah, I'm still holding out on that opportunity or that day wherever it may be.
I don't think he's that old, so.
No, I'm still like holding out on that opportunity, seeing Montez be able to break away and become singles champion.
I think he's got,
because he's even talked it over. I think even Bianca said he has aspirations to become, and he wants to become world champion. It's just he's scared that if he does, he's leaving his Angelo Dawkins high and dry or something.
I think that if they do separate, both of them are perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I think if you do separate them, you could do the one's turning heel. I would just do where they're both buddies and they're good.
Do the New Day thing, like when they had the draft where like they broke up or something.
Yeah,
in the draft.
That's simple. Dawkins could cook, bro. Because
like no disrespect to Dawkins, it's like people will look at Montez as a world champion, but Angelo could at least easily be an Intercontinental or U.S. champion or even become a world champion himself in his own right.
Here's my thing with the Profits. I feel like Dawkins is the charisma guy. I feel like Montez is clearly the in-ring guy. And they both have the opposite amazingly as well. But each of them bring their own dynamic. So if you put them on their own, they're fine. Dawkins could speak his mind off and wrestle his ass off to really get himself over. Montez Ford, we already know what he could show.
He has the charisma. He has the look. In the ring, he's really good.
And Dawkins is a big guy. He's a big guy who can move. That's a big thing.
Like having him and Bronson Reed going at it, I would love.
I would love a match with him and Andrade.
Absolutely.
But we'll see. I guess there's a lot of different things that could happen. I'm trying to think what else we can talk about next. I mean, we have officially announced CM Punk, Roman, and Seth. Who do you think should win this match? I mean, I know who I think should win. I know who probably will win. But
I feel like either Roman or maybe Punk look like they're more likely to win. But I'm going to go with a shock and say Seth wins.
I was trying to stand out, man, because I have my genuine taste, but I guess we're agreeing. Seth Rollins should win this match.
I think Seth should win.
There's no even I don't think there's a problem with me saying that because
no,
I think he needs the big win that he hasn't gotten. And I mean, he got the Mania 31, but it's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. He's had other moments, big moments. I'm not going to say he's done nothing.
33, he competed.
35. 34. He's won a lot of WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong.
36, Kevin Owens. 37, he lost to Cesaro. who ended up leaving to go to
38, he
AEW.
faced Cody. 39, he faced
Logan Paul.
40, he had the main event. I think right now, if you let Seth beat them somehow, I would have him pin Roman, to be honest with you.
Have him pin Roman?
Because you could build a story off that. Basically, the fact is, Roman can't beat Seth when it matters.
And this is what I think you do. I know they could do this at SummerSlam and have these two go at it. I wanted to see a longer story with these two.
100%.
Even though that we've already seen. I want to see these two have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania.
Oh, they deserve it. I think this is this type of feud where you can do it, stem away from it for a while, and just send them their separate ways. You can legitimately do. You could have Punk screw Roman, so Seth pins him because Punk fucked it up, but it's not really Seth and Roman yet. But then you can stem back to it a year later to make a main event, and it's like, damn, they're your guys.
Yeah, because you realistically could have doing Punk and Roman at SummerSlam. There you go. That maybe the main event's one of the nights.
And then at SummerSlam, you could run a backstage segment with Seth and Roman.
There you go. Then you tease some stuff going into next year. And then boom. You have Roman and Seth one-on-one at Mania. If you're not going to do, for whatever reason, Rock and Roman, which we need.
They won't do it. I'm starting to lose hope on that, like, desperately.
Yeah, because I feel like if they would have done it, they really wanted to, they probably would have made an excuse to do it this year.
I don't get it. I mean, now we're actually not wrestling, but like, I mean, you'll know. I mean, like, that's a story you can build out for a long time, because I think that's like one of the biggest like rivalries that doesn't get talked about enough, because it's always left like open. Like, the chapter never ends. You get a decent ending, and then it's like, damn, we're gonna come back to it. Remember in 2021, they were teasing it for so long and they did nothing. And then Seth faced him in the Rumble, which was the perfect start to a beautiful story, where they should have just ran back Seth, Brock, and Roman. They didn't do it. I don't know why.
Dude, I kid you not. I remember going through 2022, and I think the whole thing was that Seth. So he was
supposed to be champion. He got screwed.
Supposed to be champion going to 38. Yeah, he was supposed to be going to 38. He was supposed to be WWE champion because I think he was supposed to beat Big E.
Yeah,
Big E I think was supposed to stay on Raw, probably win like a chamber or something to get a rematch or whatever the case is. Then it's like, I feel like they made up for it years prior, like years later and whatnot. But it's like, think about if you would have done it at WrestleMania 38 and he
would have happened to Brock. Like, you got to somehow change that. Like,
you could have done a triple threat.
I mean, to be fair, if Roman doesn't get sick, he might have lost the title then. So we don't know. But
yeah,
in the perfect world, I would have just had Seth win regardless. I
think regardless, yes.
Because you could have just had the Usos interfere and fucked it up, and that was that simple.
And if you were going to do a triple threat, could you imagine them doing Brock, Rollins, and then Roman? I would have been okay with that if they made that a triple threat.
And Seth
playing off what happened. Because then, like, if you had Royal Rumble 2022, because you had both of them face each other that year. And then you had Seth come out with the Shield gear and the Shield music, taunting Roman. And then it's like the match ended via ref stoppage because Roman didn't want to let go. Then Seth won via DQ because Roman didn't want to let go. Then we didn't revisit that. Then it's like, you could have, me personally, I'm going into Money in the Bank that year. Money in the Bank 2022. I actually thought Seth Rollins was going to win the Money in the Bank.
Who won that year? Theory?
Theory was the one that won that year. I didn't even have Theory winning.
I couldn't even say in my gut that I ever felt otherwise.
I didn't even think that was going to be a thing. I was thinking it was going to come out to Rollins or maybe Matt Riddle, because Matt Riddle was over during that time.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while, but yeah.
But it's like, I thought they were going to have Rollins win. He cashes in at literally SummerSlam, because I think when you look at how Roman was with both championships, nobody realistically stood a chance of taking one of those titles off them. If you were trying to split them up again, you could have had an out by having Seth Rollins win, having him cash in, beat Roman for the WWE Championship, taking the WWE title back over to Raw. You
could have done something like that. I'm happy that he did get the world title and had I thought he had a phenomenal reign as champion. I thought he did a great job. He had some really good feuds, good matches, and I thought he delivered. And I mean, I guess we'll see if and when he gets another title again, but there's a lot that goes in with this Seth stuff. And I mean, we look at it now, like this year, I think he's like, again, they have the big feud with Triple Threat, which we got to come back to. Like they got some good stuff with this. I do think that if Seth gets chosen to be the winner, which he should for the story purposes, I think there's a world where Punk wins. Roman, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he's the least likely to win this match.
I feel like people can see Roman because he is most likely the most dominant out of all three.
I get that, but I think that's probably the reason he loses.
And I think Punk, he wants his WrestleMania match. He wants that. He even said on Raw, I want my main event. I want to compete for the championship. I don't think this is what he wanted. I think this is almost like a consolation prize, if you want to be honest. And it kind of just sucks seeing this match happen because I mean,
it's still time, but I wish the favor was the fact that he gets added to that Cena Rhodes match.
I thought that was going to be the thing too, because and then you could have given us Roman. Rollins,
no, I wouldn't even done that. I would have just done that. Keep the match. Winner gets in. Somehow you got Punk win.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like,
there's a contract signing Friday. It could happen. You never know. You really never know because like that favor is still coming in. And I feel like with Cena and Rhodes, there's not enough. I think adding someone like Punk, Roman, or Seth would really spice this up.
Because think about it. What if people think not Rollins, but Cena is going to win one-on-one, but Punk comes in and screws it up for Cena?
What do you do then?
And then now people might, I don't know if people will be pissed, but it makes it a little more intriguing because now you have Punk interjecting.
Because here's what I would do. I would have Randy win at Mania. If Cena does lose, you have Randy come out and Cena's bitching and moaning about how he didn't win. Randy comes out and then you just book their match for St. Louis.
Backlash. Yeah.
Because there's a world. Look, if Cena doesn't win at WrestleMania, if he doesn't win, it shouldn't be the Cody. Punk should be, or anyone else should be in this match, like Roman or Seth. Those are the only three options. Because Cody beating Cena, I don't get it. I don't love it unless Cody turns heel, which even then I don't think will happen.
If they pull that off, that would be a swerve, bro. I don't. Because I've seen crazier things in the WWE happen, and I'm not saying that it can't happen. It's just like, how would they really book that?
Because you could book this where Cena just can't win with the Rock's help. Like, it just won't happen. It won't work. And then Cena finally turns a couple months later, and it's like, boom, I could do this. And then close to the end of the year, he does do it. And then someone like LA Knight, again, just a good. All right.
As far as what we're doing for this year, I would love to see CM Punk interject himself because I think it makes a lot of sense. He wants his get back with Cena. He also wants his get back with The Rock as well, if you want to be honest.
Like, there's so much story there. So, like, I feel like you could really do stuff with that.
It really is so much story there.
If that doesn't happen, then we already know Punk and Cena at Money in the Bank. That's, like, locked. We have to do that.
And then it's like, do you have CM Punk win it at Money in the Bank?
No. One-on-one, buddy.
No, I'm saying if we're getting Punk and
okay.
Cena, if we get Punk and Cena one-on-one at Money in the Bank, that not only is that poetic, but I think as a fan, it would be a great callback to their instant classic match they had back in 2011.
Why do you think I said Money in the Bank? Come on now.
Like,
I know Rick with this.
And I've been a fan of Money in the Bank. Even back then when they had Money in the Bank was on WrestleMania. I wasn't a fan of that. And then now, Punk went on to have that pipe bomb, which I think, if you want to be honest, brought a lot of people back to wrestling.
Of course,
it brought a lot of people back to wrestling that haven't been away. You could spin it off
nowadays and just go crazy with it. Like, I think he did a little bit after Rumble, but I think you could, if he does feud with Cena, you could do another, like, pipe bomb, like, not force it, but, like, just do it, where he completely obliterates Cena. Because there's a couple guys, I think there's a reason Cena's not talking with Cody Rhodes, but CM Punk, I think, could hang. I don't know if Cody Rhodes could necessarily hang on the one-on-one talking with John Cena. He's an excellent promo. He's really good. I just don't know if him promoting Cody would get the reaction they want. With CM Punk, I don't. A reaction's good with him because that's just the type of person and character he is. So you work with that. You just let him cook him, and then Cena could come back and fight back, and they both go back and forth.
Yeah.
Cody, like, they haven't done that yet. And I don't know if there's a reason or not, but they don't do anything next week because they're advertised for next week. If they do the same shit again, I swear to God.
Oh my gosh, I was so annoyed. I'm like,
I was just
as a fan
underwhelmed. Like, I love what Cena was doing, but you could have talked back at him. Like, you didn't. You just walked away. Like,
you just walked away. Like last week,
you could have said something simple. You could have kept it boom, like a sentence, two. That's it.
And it's like he just kept it simple. He just kept saying the same thing he already heard him say last week. He literally came out last week and says, "When a man is grounded in life, he doesn't no longer has to look outside himself for approval." He came out this week and kind of said something similar to that. So I'm like, as a fan who's a fan of both of these guys, like, I want to see a good feud. I want to see a good match, but this is not how we're setting up that feud. This is not a good way of doing that. This is not how I want to see it being culminated. Like, people look at always like this. Sometimes people always look at these great feuds, and I'm not saying that they haven't always been the best. Because some of these feuds that we always look at as a legendary, let's be honest, they haven't always been the best. Sometimes the match was good, but the build-up was bad, or sometimes the build-up was good, but the match was trash. AKA Triple H, Randy Orton. When Triple H was invading Randy Orton all those years, invading his home, I enjoyed that build-up. But what happened?
The match sucks.
The match sucked.
Even they'll admit, they'll tell you. I mean, it wasn't their fault, but it just sucked bad.
It was just god awful, and I feel like
that's how I felt about Gunther and Cody. They had again. Some people might love their match. I thought that was a stinker at Crown Jewel. I hated that match.
People always looked at Crown Jewel and said, "Oh, the match that was the worst was Liv and Nia."
I don't agree with that. Their match was all right. Nothing special,
I
but
would say that match was somewhat better than Gunther and Cody.
Oh, Cody Gunther's match was horrible for no reason. It could have been great.
And on paper, you would think that match would be a banger match based off the history that we've seen leading up to that, where it seemed like Gunther was always playing second fiddle to Cody. We've seen it like all those
and
times
then
where
sleepers. I would have rathered him like show me. I'm not saying change your shit and be like this crazy guy, but fuck him up, beat him up. And I thought you could have done more of that. I thought it was just sleepering, holds. I'm like, nah, Gunther. You got to show your man.
The story was there because it's like Gunther always was being eliminated from the Rumbles by Cody. This would have been a great way for him to potentially get that win. But we knew, if we're looking at it from a standpoint,
who eliminated him 2024 with Cody and Punk were the last two? Because it was Gunther with them. Who eliminated Gunther last?
Cody.
Was it Punk? Oh, it was Cody.
Cody eliminated him from both the 2023 and
I knew it was 2023. I don't remember if 24 was just
2024,
Cody.
It was
both.
Cody. Cody eliminated him from the Rumble, and then it came down to him and Punk, because Punk literally eliminated Drew.
Seen him. So like anything can happen with him, man. Literally, there's so many directions, so many point of views, and I really hope we get some good ones. Really hope that they take us in directions where it's like, come on, excite me. Don't bore me. You can do more than this. You can just... I understand you're trying to be boring and, like, give the heel work a real try and, like, effort, but to an extent, you have to deliver at some point. Even when Stone Cold turned heel, he would talk his shit. Cena needs to do something. He can even cut, like, an average promo, but with Cena, it'll be good.
Yeah.
And I really think that the problem with going against someone like Cody... Like, I didn't think the booking with this match is awkward. If Cody loses, what the hell does he do?
And a lot of people would look at it and it was like, well, this is the second week. Watch him come out and try to bury Cody or something like that. Like, I don't mind Cena going in on Cody, especially with him being a heel, but I guess you don't want him to go in, too much.
Oh, that's why I said I don't think Cody Rhodes is a guy who...
No, I'm talking about Cena.
Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think Cody can hang with Cena one-on-one on the mic like that. I don't think so. I'm probably wrong, but
he could.
I have more confidence in a guy like CM Punk or Randy Orton.
if he's given the right material, like, to work with, if he's going up against Cena on the mic, then absolutely, yeah.
For Cody to out promo Cena, he has to be very anti what he does in WWE. He would have to be an AEW like promo, what he did there.
Yeah, because like literally, if you think about it, we look what happened. I think they're kind of, I guess, a little bit frightened of what can happen because they don't want to run the risk of what happened when we had Cena and Roman a couple years ago in 2017. Cena literally hooked him at 385 degrees. And then we see what he did to Theory, and Theory did not recover at all from that. Literally, he told that man, you can beat me, but no one will care about you. And if you want to be honest, it doesn't seem like the fans care about him currently now.
Theory's a guy. You don't even have to do anything big. You can run a one-off Raw match with John.
Now, that's a guy. We're talking about guys that could beat Cena. If he turns like face...
That's a guy.
Austin Theory has beaten Cena already.
That's a guy.
And he turns face.
He's one of those.
And he's given the right creative and the right booking. Have him be the... Because people looked at him and said, oh, Austin Theory is the next John Cena. That's a passing the torch moment right there. If it's not LA,
because I still think he would clear.
It's A-Town down.
Dude, we might just cook
Theory.
Here.
You know what? I'm gonna change my prediction. I'm still going LA Knight, of course.
I don't think Theory's in the spot. I think you have to do a lot more work to get Theory to that point to beat.
Yeah, you have to do a lot more work.
So I think LA Knight's definitely higher, and I'd probably want it more because Theory's 27.
I want LA Knight to win it more.
Theory's 27, so I think realistically, who and like should win? It's probably LA Knight because Theory can be made by anyone. That being said,
yeah, but
if it's not
LA Knight,
if
we're trying to talk about putting him over, if we're talking about like putting over a new talent, and I think LA Knight is a guy that I want to see take the title, which he should. But if we're talking about another guy that I think people aren't talking about, which would really be really cool to see happen, I think they said December is going to be WWE. They're calling it WWE Ruthless Aggression. If that's the case, imagine if it is John Cena versus Austin Theory. I would not be mad at it at all.
I wouldn't hate it.
I really wouldn't. He's 27. He's a guy that I think has all the tools in the business to succeed at a high level.
Everybody just cook something here, man. I didn't even think when you first said it either, but like Theory's the guy. He's one of those guys. It's literally LA Knight and Theory. I think two guys realistically who could and should be able to get that push. I mean, I think with Theory, you need to just make sure he trains like with the promo work a little bit more, make sure he's covered. But I think he's a good promo. I think he's really killing it, and
he's good in the ring. Like he's excellent. People who don't understand how good this guy is. Like he's only 27, and look what he's been able
right?
to
I'm not
do.
crazy. I didn't make that up, right?
Let me look. I can look it up for you real quick, actually. And the thing is, Austin Theory to me has always been a guy that just. You look at what he's been able to do. If you go to, I think when he was on Chris Van Vliet, and I watched his interview when he was on that show, it just shows like him as a face just really would work. How he interacts.
He loves talking with the fans. He loves doing all this. Like he gets it. He really gets it.
He's 27 right now.
Like, if it's not LA Knight, you have no reason to not let Theory beat this guy.
Like, he's 27, and look at the stuff that he did with Evolve. Here's something that people don't know. Guess who was his manager back in Evolve?
Paul Heyman.
Exactly.
I mean, I know, but most people don't.
For you fans who
was it a lot or was it once only? I think it was one time, but
I think it was for a little. I think it was like a one-time thing, but it may have been a little bit longer if I'm mistaken. But he was the Evolve champion. I think he was competing against Johnny Gargano during that time and stuff like that, and Matt Riddle. Like this guy had all the tools in the world, and I was so excited when he was going over to NXT. He joined the way, and I thought his character work even then still shine through. He still was really good in the ring. I thought they should have kept him around in NXT for maybe about another year, maybe gave him the NXT North America title under his belt, or maybe the NXT title at the very least, but he got brought up. He's Vince McMahon's, new chosen one, so to speak.
That whole plan might have worked, but it shit the bed once Vince got dipped, bro. Once he got canned, it was not going to work for Theory, and I knew they knew they had to change it up. Like, if they ever want to make him a star, I think they will still. He's 27. He's got time. They couldn't do that because if you want to show the origins of this, it's with Vince. That kills all his steam. You know what I mean?
I guess that's
so
what
you can't show that on the video. Think like you have to logically think about something like that. That's why he just won the title a month after that, because it had nothing to do with Vince.
Yeah,
it was as simple as that. And people are not going to think about it like that. They're going to be like, "Oh, he won the mic."
People aren't going to think of it like that. But it's like
you can't show his Mania moment. You can't show his Mania match because Vince is fucking everywhere.
Exactly. So I guess what they're trying to do is like build him from the ground up.
Exactly what they're doing. The fans are starting to really get receptive with him. They're really starting to fuck with him.
You look at what he did in NXT when he was down there for a little bit. That crowd literally went bananas just for him. And I thought, him on main roster, think about all the... You want to be honest, he's somewhat kind of the new legend killer. If you want to be honest, if you pay attention, he beat John Cena.
I see it. I don't love when you look at... not you, but like... No, I'm not people saying, look at it like it's a ripoff, but I get the vibe. I understand where you're coming from. The vibe,
the reason why I say that is because if you go off the vibe, he's beaten Cena. He's beaten...
Bobby.
Seth
Did he beat Edge?
He beat Edge.
Who else has he beaten? I mean, he's beaten a lot of guys.
I think he beat Rey Mysterio.
He never beat Cody. I know that for a fact. We would know that.
No. He beat Rey Mysterio.
He beat LA Knight. He beat Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, probably. Maybe not Sami, but definitely Kevin.
Exactly. He's beaten former world champions. No, he beat Finn Balor.
He did?
To become U.S. champion.
He beat all these great guys. So, again, that's a big one. Shit, we might just cook some here, man, with the theory.
We may have just, come on, bro. He's 27. I guess I understand. He still has years ahead of him. This guy is a guy that I think within the next 3-4 years should realistically be main eventing a WrestleMania and have won a Rumble or something like that. Mm-hmm. If you really wanted to do him right this time and have him won Money in the Bank again this year and actually did it right, I would not be upset about it. Unfortunately, I stand by what I said. It should realistically be LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank.
You could still do both. I mean, you could find a way.
Dude, what if they took a J route if they wanted to and had him win the Rumble? Shockingly.
It wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be insane. I mean... There's a world where I could see Cena losing it to someone like LA or Theory and then just taking it right back. And then you get Theory, one of them to a moment later, and then Cena can hypothetically beat someone else. I don't know.
Because, I mean, you have that story like we said.
There's just so many guys who should win a world title. Like, you have Bronson Reed. With some good booking, he can win a world title if Wayne comes back.
Then you got other people within the next couple years I think should realistically be up there, like maybe Ilya Dragunov, maybe a Dominic. Within the next couple years, they should be up there as potentially being world champions. But right now, as it stands, the two guys that I'm going to go with to defeat John Cena for that WWE Championship, LA Knight 1, Austin Theory 2.
Mm-hmm. I think I honestly agree. I don't know who a 3 or after that is, but those two guys are the perfect ones.
I would say Finn Balor 3.
Yeah, I mean, I know I love Finn, but I know damn well they wouldn't let him win. Probably Drew, honestly.
Drew, Seth, if you wanted to.
Yeah. But,
my bro. People even said, "What if Jay beat Cena?"
God no.
Don't do it, please.
Fuck
no.
I love Jay. He's so cool.
But he's gonna get torn to shreds.
Don't you do that to him.
On the microphone.
Don't you do that to him. You're killing Jay.
You're throwing him to the wolves. He's going to get torn to shreds on the microphone.
Not even that. I'm just talking about his success. It's not gonna work at all. No. But
it's not.
Let us know down below what you think about Theory possibly winning the title, LA Knight as well, and anyone else you think should win the title.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Trying to think what else we can talk about. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Trying to think. Maybe we could talk about where some wrestlers can end up at for WrestleMania. If even though we know some matches that's gonna be taking place, we can try to predict some of the other ones.
Okay, I got one for you. How do you feel about Tiffany and Charlotte the other day? I know we slightly talked about it before, but we didn't really. We don't have to go a deep dive, but real quick, what do you think?
The feud is okay, but that segment just made me feel like she's Tiffany is not ready for the main event. Not from an in-ring perspective, yes, but from a promo side of things, no.
I think it's less of okay, might be the same thing, but I think it's less of not being ready and just not having the experience to deliver.
Yeah, she
because I think
needs
if
to
someone
get more
like would give her the
experience.
oh listen, like I don't think she trusts herself or like she thinks she's trust enough to be able to just say, hey, I'm gonna do this because I'm Tiffany Stratton and I'm the main event, and like change her promo up a little bit because I think what Charlotte did was dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of think that was effed up. I thought she just did her dirty a bit, and like nobody helped Tiffany with that at all.
I think it's one of those things where it's like she's kind of struggling right now. She's still in the process of trying to find out who she is on the main roster, and it's gonna
think the
take some
babyface
time
turn
before
was a
she does
little
that.
abrupt for her. I love
Yeah.
it because it needs to happen. I just think you need to find a way to fit with her character, and I think if she
And I'm not trying to be that guy, but I just feel like it's gonna run the risk of being how like the Miz is. People love the Miz when he's a face, but he's far better as a heel. And I feel like it's one of those things that's gonna happen.
I think with
Tiffany
that would die out eventually because you can only run the little Miss Princess, spoiled pick me girl too long before it becomes the same thing. I mean, Bianca doesn't do the same thing, but her character has run its course for 3 years now.
Yeah, and I think you just gotta. I feel like they're gonna keep going with it. I do think Tiffany needs to go over at Mania.
I don't think she will now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Charlotte's gonna beat her.
I don't think they're gonna have her go over, even though she realistically should go over. But it's like, I just don't want to see Charlotte win another title right now. I don't.
And they're gonna let her win more than Cena, and they're gonna be like the most world championships ever.
Like what? Right now, she's a 14-time champion. She wins at Mania. She's a 15-time champion. Cena wins at 17. So it's like Cena's gonna retire as 17-time champ. That means we only have to get 2 more title reigns.
The time
or 3 to literally break the record.
The fact that she is 14 is ridiculous, by the way. Ridiculous.
And let me see how old Charlotte is
because Cena has a lot, but it was stretched out for such a long time. With Charlotte, it's like I don't know.
Charlotte is 38.
It could happen. It's not impossible with her. She's like a little older than I remembered, but women's wrestling, like they've been wrestling a lot longer. So I mean, I don't know. We could see Charlotte wrestle in mid-40s. I think someone like Bayley will definitely give you the mid-40s. The way she's moving, the way she's grooving, I think she'll be there for a bit. Becky could run the part-timer stuff if that's what she wants to do, or the full-timer. She could run it for a hot minute. Like they're still top of their top.
And then you still have other women who are, I think, still are going to be a mainstay. You have people from NXT like your Stephanie McCool, your Julius, that's going to be making waves when they make it to the main roster. Then your Zarya.
Got to be top of the division, whether you like it, whether you don't. I got 2 words for you. Cora Jade. Suck it.
Exactly.
But Cora Jade is going to be the top of the women's division in the next 2 years.
I even tried to convince myself, if they have Stephanie McCool relinquish the North American, have Cora Jade win that at Stand Deliver.
Oh, please let that shit happen. I mean, I don't know what'll happen, but you can run a multi-woman match. I mean, I think Cora delivered her TNA match, so I think she's proven to you that you
really
can give her.
She knocked it out of the park.
Listen, and I'm not even just trying to say like, oh, she's pretty, she's popular, but like, fans are behind her. She has a lot of followers online. There are a lot of fans. Like, this is something where if you could just spin it the right way, add your little bit of touch to it, push her, you can make another star out of her. Legitimately make a star.
And then you have people like that in NXT. You have the people who I feel like could be on the up and up.
Kalani Jordan's there. You have Sol Ruka. Ren Sinclair, low key, gives me that. You have Thea Hale, someone who's like a back. I don't know if you take it back up, but she's like one of those who like has done a lot, but you could instantly bring her up and she'd be killing it. You have Zarya. She's crazy. Jordan Grace could come up. Julia and Stephanie, like you said, could come up. JC Jane has been there for a while. Fallon Henley.
Carmen Petrovic.
Carmen there. I don't know how I forget about her. She's one of my favorites. But Carmen Petrovic, she's one of those like Lola Vice, Jada Parker. So many of these women.
What's her name? Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
I didn't really include them because they're like halfway on both. I don't really know where they perfectly are.
I feel like even as a singles, I think if they're given the right stuff, the right material, I think they can be good as well. Mm-hmm. But then you have people on the main roster who I think should be looked at as the woman to lead these women in the future. And it's not Charlotte. Even though people are going to point to Charlotte,
not.
they're going to automatically, when you talk about the women that's going to be leading the future, automatically people are going to point to Rhea Ripley. They're going to point to Bianca Belair. They're going to point to Bayley, Becky Lynch. I'm pointing to the woman who realistically, in my personal opinion, is going to lead these women in the future, and that is Liv Morgan.
Okay. I was thinking, literally, I don't know if Charlotte's that woman. I think anyone else is, because let's just be honest, anyone else, I wouldn't say. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Charlotte 100% earned everything she got. I think to an extent she did get the good hand being Ric Flair's daughter. I'm not saying that's not a good hand, because trust me, I would take it too. But a lot of these other women, they can relate to someone like a Liv, a Bayley, or Becky, because they had to earn their keep. They had to earn their spot. Charlotte kind of had a lot spot.
Especially when you look at someone like going back to what we said earlier with Liv, like her story. That's why she's one of the most popular, because people can resonate with her and her story. Like
she's not. Other than the fact that she's beautiful, like maybe one of the most
really
beautiful I've ever
in the
seen,
ring.
she is just like everyone else, just a person. She posts social media like a regular human being. She reposts a whole bunch of funny Instagram things that I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to post the exact same thing, but of the theme, like, yeah, I post something like that if it's funny. But
and it's like she's good in the ring, and
she's personable. I think some of these other superstars are too much business, and like you could screams it, and you could see it.
And it's like, if they turned her back babyface, because I think that time is going to come relatively soon. She's still that underdog in my eyes. She realistically can be the Daniel Bryan of the women's division.
I see it.
She realistically could be the Daniel Bryan of this women's division.
Daniel Bryan might not be the right guy, but I get the push behind it. Because with Daniel Bryan,
I'm talking about like from a push.
No, I get that. I don't know if that's the same push that she would have, but because to be fair, Liv was treated as one that's the top woman in their division on a technical basis, and to an extent, I thought at times she definitely was treated like the top woman. Brian never got that, so I don't know if that's the right. I get what you're saying with the sentiment, though, that Liv was never the locked in marquee like Brian was at his peak.
It's one of those. I think for Liv, it's one of those things. She can have that character where it's like she can have an arc where even like we going back to what we said earlier, if she wins the Rumble next year,
I think I would want her to run the same character back, just turn it babyface and switch it up.
I would say that.
LA Knight does the same shit, and I love it because it's perfect. Don't change who he is. He's still a heel at heart, but he just tones it up, changes it up, and is a babyface. Plays to the crowd.
And if you have her face maybe like a Charlotte next year for Mania, or Bianca, depending on whoever's heel, and have her, like you said, have her be like the LA Knight type of character. The thing is, you can have her have the character where she can also, depending on who she's facing against, and it's a heel like a Charlotte or Bianca. She can come on and cut a promo. She can say, "I was never meant to be in this business. I was never meant to make it this far, but I built myself to get to where I am."
Mm-hmm.
While you have Charlotte, who've been handed everything, I had to scratch and claw for everything that I've had to get just to where I am at now. From all the characters that I had to go through, from all the setbacks that I had to go through, from literally being told that I didn't deserve to be, from being literally the butt of everybody's joke every single time I turned around on social media, I still kept pushing, and because I knew I was going to get here at the end of the day. That is the type of character I want to see from her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I think even a couple weeks ago, I said, if you wanted to make this comparison, maybe she can be that CM Punk of the women's division, where it's like she doesn't have to have that character but in the sense of, it's like she feels denied her moment, right? She feels like she's going up against the authority or the higher ups that she feels are holding her back.
I don't think a Becky-like run for Liv is the worst option. Not the man. But
no, but it can be her own version of that, whatever that may be, mm-hmm. But where she's going up against the authority, where the people are behind her, but you can see that people are claiming her for her to win the Rumble and win the Chamber, but they don't do it. And it's like you can have a storyline where it's like her going up against the authority or whoever that may be, and she has to go through all types of odds to get to her moment next year.
I mean, you could be Triple H can just say, "I don't know if you have it, Liv." Like, I don't really want to see him get involved too much because I just think that takes a little bit away at this point of his career. But I would love to see him.
I think Triple H could
be the unbiased more so. Listen, I don't know if you're worthy because everyone knows he
Here's the
books it.
thing.
So I don't know if
And he could do it. I mean, we've seen it happen when they
no,
did.
he has done it. I just don't want him to get heavily involved where we can make him a
No.
certified heel. You have to
No,
limit
I
it.
think because we've seen what happened in the Kofi Mania stuff.
Yeah,
Kofi up going against the Authority.
Vince was too. I thought Vince was too much there. I thought it was done right, but I thought Vince could have laid off a little.
And then you can have, Triple H there, and Triple H can say, "I appreciate for all the stuff that you have put into this company and all the things that you've done for this company, everything like that. But when it comes to WrestleMania, I don't think you have what it takes to succeed at that level, and I don't think you have what it takes to compete at a high level like that."
Perfectly said.
And then it's blurring the lines from what's real and what's not, because a lot of times you go on social media, you look at haters, they always say she doesn't deserve to be at the main event. She doesn't deserve to be in a high profile match like that at WrestleMania. You can take the social media aspect of it and bring that into the story. You realistically can, because there's a part of that story that makes sense that I think a lot of fans will say it's believable, where they were in that position where it's like, yeah, there were a lot of doubters for her. Now she's literally shutting everybody up as time progresses. Right now, it's saying she is the 2025 Women's Wrestler of the Year and MVP as of right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like next year, I would love to see Charlotte and Liv 1-on-1. I think that would really be good. But I think it most likely, I would not be surprised if they decided to do Liv and Bianca either. Regardless of how they do it, I would be okay with it.
I love how we keep our theme of bringing Liv Morgan back into this. I love it.
We're Liv Morgan fans, you guys, okay?
She's not even my favorite, but she's up there, though. I'm not going to lie to you. For WWE, she's top 3, easily.
If we're talking WWE, she's in my top 3. Like, pro wrestling, she's still in my top 3.
It's top 4.
She's still in top. She's still in my top 3, 4. Like,
she's in my top 4 anywhere. Toni Storm, I got a special place in my heart for Toni Storm.
It's Toni Storm for me, Liv Morgan, then I would say Jordynne Grace, and then maybe Stephanie McCool.
That's fair. Mine's Toni, my Bailey, Toni or Cora or Liv. That's basically those 3 for second. I don't really know who I would put number 1.
Yeah, but it's just like,
I mean, we talked about all the women to the men's. I mean, Cena Code we talked about. Is there anything else we haven't mentioned? I mean, I think we covered bases.
I think we covered most of everything, I think.
I think we're good. I mean, I know New Day called out they want a tag title match at Mania. Maybe that leads to something. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. The U.S. title at WrestleMania for the men, it's probably going to be a ladder match or a mega match with like 8 of them. I think I think LA Knight should win that match, but again, anyone else could either, too.
And then now we do know on SmackDown it's going to be LA Knight versus Braun Strowman.
There's no way Braun wins, right?
No. I know Brie will be sitting somewhere furious if they let Braun Strowman beat LA Knight.
Dude, I would be furious.
I would be furious as well.
Anyone would be furious. Braun Strowman being LA Knight in a sentence. And I like Braun. He's cool. And I know I say I like these my people, but like Braun Strowman beating LA Knight just doesn't work. You don't need. And then it's like
it is that one. Braun Strowman, when it comes to him, that is the one title that he needs to hold to become Grand Slam champion. Same thing goes for Drew as well. I think if we're going to have a multi-man, I think we could say it can be LA Knight, Jimmy Uso, Andrade.
I don't know anymore though, because Jimmy's on Raw next week. That's the one thing that's making me feel there's no way they're going to involve him both ways, right?
No, I feel like he's going to get involved with the U.S. title picture.
No, I know, but I'm saying the fact that he's facing Gunther next week, do you think that takes away and they wouldn't have him on Mania, or do you think they would still do him with the U.S. title?
I think they still would do with him having the US title.
It can go either way, but you have LA, Jimmy, Braun. Do you put Jacob and Solo in there? Or do you save that for later? I low-key think you save that.
Save that and let that be its own one-on-one thing.
Let them own I think what you do. They turn.
I think what you do is you do LA Knight, you do Braun Strowman, you can do Carmelo, you can do Andrade, You can do maybe debuting Ray.
Phoenix.
You do Ray. You could
Yeah,
do a
Ray
debuting
Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. And maybe you do maybe an Aleister Black as a surprise if you wanted to.
Mellow.
Yeah, I already said Mellow, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's definitely up there. And then if you want to add someone else that's on the roster, maybe Santos as
Give
him that WrestleMania paycheck.
But yeah, I hope that hopefully they make something good. And I think we got everything. I mean, we talked about every title, every big Mania match. I think, if you guys enjoy, well, even if you didn't, but if you guys enjoy this video, we'll get Leo back on the channel as soon as possible. He's gonna be back anyway. But again, if you want it that much faster, let me know and we'll make it happen. Leo, anything you want to plug or shout out for yourself?
Yeah, so you guys can check out my channel, Kicking It With Leo. You guys, I do wrestling content. We're on the road to 2,000. We're trying to get there by WrestleMania. We're at 1,063 at the time of us doing this right now. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of 2025. We're trying to get to 50 followers on Twitch by the end of this year. So y'all go over to my Twitch and follow me over there. Because I'm pretty much streaming on YouTube and Twitch when I do my streams for Raw, SmackDown, and these PLEs and stuff like that. So y'all tune in there. TikTok as well, because I'm posting up my content over there as well, and Instagram. So I'm pretty much trying to be everywhere, you guys. So y'all tune in. I got more content as we head into WrestleMania. Y'all gotta stay tuned because I got some really big things that I'm trying to get in the works. So y'all stay tuned.
And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like. His socials be down below, mine as well. And thank you for tuning in this episode. And let me know who you want to see next on the Aidan Achong Experience. Peace.